Welcome to my YouTube, Robin James, music and reviews. Welcome to my YouTube, Robin James, music and reviews.
Jamie is dead, and there's nothing that we can do to save her. Now, I happen to like Jamie, but John is still alive.
And who's next on his list?
You trying? You better settle down, John.
But I kept seeing her face, Clarissa. Didn't you keep seeing her face?
I'm dead now. You're gonna fry me for sure. I'll be your friend.
Hey guys, welcome to Robin James Reviews. Today we're going to review a movie called River's Edge. It was from 1986, directed by Tim Hunter. River's Edge was very controversial. It was based loosely on a true story about a high school student who murders his girlfriend, basically leaves her by a river, and eventually shows some of his friends and then their reaction or non reaction to the events that occurred.
Where's Jamie?
I killed her.
This is unreal, completely unreal.
The film has an amazing cast. Stars Keanu Reeves, definitely before he was famous, before movies like Bill and Ted's and, of course, The Matrix. And he really shines here. Some of the acting in this movie is very over the top and a little larger with characters like played by Crispin Glover, Dennis Hopper as Feck, and then I believe his name is Joshua John Miller, who plays the young Tim. They're all kind of in a way overacting, but I think it's what makes this movie very memorable. But Keanu Reeves seems to be giving a real steady performance, and you can see right away that he's a star in the making, even in 1986, before he had a run of hits come out after this movie. And the film, again, it's a very dark premise, and it's very off kilter, sort of odd, sort of off putting as you watch it. But I find it very hypnotic and something that I can't look away from. And in fact, after I watched the movie for the first time, it really stuck with me. And it was something that I ended up exploring how they made the movie and, based on the real events of the murder, and then even going as far as to visit Tahunga Canyon, where the film was actually filmed just outside of Los Angeles. And of course, there's no river there. So the river scenes are shot in American River and Sacramento River up north in California. But the Tahunga Canyon locations were still very much like they were in 1986 when I visited recently. And basically, they shot most of the movie right there off Foothill Boulevard, and it has a very small town feel to it. And you feel like when you're watching the movie, these kids are basically trapped here. So I think the canyon setting was actually perfect, even though, Hollywood magic, there's a river right there. And the movie basically starts with us right at the scene of Daniel Roebuck's character, and you might know him from Lost. At least that's where I know him from. And Tim's character has witnessed what's happened. He sees him with his girlfriend. And by the way, just fun fact, Tim's character was originally actually played by Corey Haim. And he filmed for a few days and got sick, and so they had to replace him with Joshua Miller. And although I'm actually a fan of Corey Haim, especially at that time, but I think that Josh Miller's performance here again so unique that I'm glad that he ended up with the role, and he's really a part of what makes this film very memorable for me. Um, So as I said, the movie starts off right away showing us what happened. But I think the kind of message and what the filmmakers are going for here is the apathetic nature of the friend group once um, Daniel Roebuck shows them his girlfriend, which was their friend as well. And it takes Keanu Reeves' character a few days before he even notifies the police and stuff, while the other characters don't. And also they're somewhat scared of Daniel Roebuck and also Crispin Glover, who again another performance that's just insane in this movie. And you have to watch it just to even know what I'm talking about. But Crispin is really way out there.
What?
You don't understand a goddamn thing, do you? Jamie is dead, damn it. And there's nothing that we can do to save her. Now I happen to like Jamie, but John is still alive. Don't you see that?
And I believe that again the choice is very unique, and it's what makes this movie memorable. It's a good blend of these sort of way above reality type characters like Crispin's Dennis Hopper as Feck, the Miller character, mixed with some real grounded characters like Daniel Roebucks and Keanu Reeves and Ione Skye. And by the way, Ione Skye is really great in this. She's basically kind of like the it girl at school who everyone wants to hook up with, and eventually she chooses Keanu Reeves' character in this moment. But all the students are very much at first. They don't believe it. They're just, it's sort of surreal to them that their friend has done this, and they go visit the body, and you'd think that right away they'd all be freaked out, but they sort of just, it doesn't seem real.
Real, completely unreal.
Lane saying Samson killed Jamie.
And you believe them? Well, a bunch of us are going out there to check it out.
But when reality starts to set in, their morality starts to make them want to do something about it, and eventually they hide Daniel Roebuck's character at Feck's house, and Feck is an older man who's definitely off his rocker, and he actually murdered his girlfriend when he was younger.
I killed a girl once. I was in love.
And he's sort of on the run from the police, basically. And he also sells weed and maybe other things to the kids from the high school, and that's sort of how they all know him. And sometimes will come over, and it could go bad though. Feck might pull a gun on you, but ultimately, the Feck character ends up harboring Daniel Roebuck's character, and they start to have these really interesting conversations and connecting, sort of in the second act of the movie. And I find all that stuff really interesting. The movie is quite dialogue heavy and has a lot of, I think, really well written stuff. Again, mixed with some really crazy stuff that Crispin Glover and John Miller's character say. But I think it's a perfect blend here. It's the kind of movie that I felt like after I watched it the first time, I wouldn't want to watch again. But it turns out it's very rewatchable for me, and I kind of take different things from the film each time.
A murder, a cover-up, and then a betrayal.
You kept seeing her face, Clarissa. Can you keep seeing her face?
I reported the thing, man. You act like I'm guilty of some crime.
You think on John.
I'm your brother.
Where do my children go at night?
In a small American town, something's happening that will change them all.
So also Keanu Reeves' character is his younger brother is Tim, the John Miller character, or Josh Miller, excuse me. And they've been at odds throughout this whole movie because Tim's just sort of a little dick. Like Keanu Reeves' character is a stoner, and he's sort of in the middle of being a cool kid and kind of a one of the freaks, like freaks and geeks. He's like one of the freaks. And but Tim is just sort of like a little badass, and he thinks he's badass, and he's really funny though. But he's kind of dangerous, and he's bullying his younger sister, and he's definitely not doing what his mom says or his stepdad. So Tim's sort of this badass little kid, and Keanu Reeves and him have been beefing, but it escalates throughout the movie to the point where Tim witnesses Keanu basically, notifying the police, and threatens to kill him. And now his whole mission is to get a gun, and he ends up at Fex, and there's this whole standoff with the gun at the end, maybe Stand By Me sort of style. I think they came out in the same year, in fact. But so it really does amplify to where it gets serious. It's not all kind of surreal and stuff. Like, you really do worry, is Keanu Reeves' character in danger? Are the other characters in danger from Crispin Glover or Roebuck? Or is Roebuck going to do something to Feck? Is Feck going to do something to Roebuck? So there's this weird mystery thriller type vibe that ends up happening. It goes from this teenage, crime drama to this real kind of scary in the end, I think, with all the characters. Also, I'd like to say the music, the score, it just really sits with me. I think that not only the composing of the score for the movie, but the actual soundtrack, the songs they chose, a lot of rock heavy stuff, but and metal. But it was the time, and I think that the music's great here. The editing is really good. I think that I'm not sure what the budget was, or I haven't really checked my notes much, but I think the movie was, more of a cult hit than just like a huge hit right out of the gate. So I think it's probably on the smaller budget, and they got all their money's worth here. It's definitely worth viewing if you're into kind of crime drama thrillers and want to see like some big actors before they were known. It's a great movie to explore. I'd give River's Edge probably about an 8.5 out of 10, maybe even a 9. I mean, my enjoyment of this film has not gone down, it's only gone up, and I've explored it more and more. I suggest you give it a try. So thanks for joining me, and as always, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. And until next time, this was Robin James Reviews.
I felt so fucking alive!
Welcome to my YouTube, Robin James, music and reviews. Welcome to my YouTube, Robin James, music and reviews.